What's up, everybody? You're watching the first film review that I've ever done. This is Mr. Tv's film reviews. I don't know. I'll come up with a better name later. But today we're looking up at Don't Look Up, a film directed by Adam McKay. This guy has done Anchorman's 1 and 2, Talladega Nights, Step Brothers, The Other Guys, The Dictator, Casa de Mi Padre, Tim and Eric's $1 Billion Movie, Hansel and Gretel, which is kind of weird because everything else is comedy, Ant-Man, The Big Short, Vice, and many others. So, Adam McKay is coming from a really big, comedy background. So for him to do Don't Look Up, it's kind of like still sticking to his comedic background, but there's something about this film that even before I saw it, it was very drama heavy because it's dealing with the end of the world. But side note, this guy also filmed The Landlord, and I don't know if you've ever seen that skit. It's with Will Ferrell, and he's getting hassled by his landlord, who's a baby, and that's actually Adam McKay's daughter or something. So it's just really funny. You should definitely watch that, whether you liked Don't Look Up or not. But yeah, the cast, Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence, Meryl Streep, Jonah Hill, Cate Blanchett, really all-star cast. It even includes Chris Evans on a little cameo, Ariana Grande and Kid Cudi even, and they had pretty cool, funny parts. And I was worried that using big names like that, such an all-star cast, it could have been so easily, saturated with an awful writing of these, celebrities into the script. But I think it was done very well, to be honest. And later on, I'll talk a little bit about this movie called Movie 43, which had an all-star cast, and it was just awful. It was just the worst movie. And I actually saw it in the free screening. And I thought it was awful then, and then it came out and it was still awful. So they did not take my my comments to heart in that movie. Not like that would have mattered, but anyways, moving on. So going into this film, I saw the trailer and just wasn't interested. Trailer made the whole end of the world thing seem wacky and cartoonish, which is cool, nothing bad about that. But it seemed stupid. It seemed like they would have no intellect to it. There'd be no heart. And going into the film, I didn't look into Adam McKay's filmography. I just did that, right now, before making this film review video. And I don't know, but if I would have looked it up prior to watching the film, I think McKay's filmography, being mostly comedic, maybe would have made me not want to watch the movie in the first place. I don't know. But I went into the film with zero expectations, and I was thoroughly impressed by the movie, and I was absorbed into it 100%. And there was one thing that stood out to me the most of everything. And before I say what that is, how about you guys hit that like button, subscribe button, do all that cool stuff that you do with YouTube videos that helps with the algorithm and whatnot. Yeah, really helped me a lot, guys. So yeah, anyways, the one thing that stood out to me was the pacing of the movie. And the movie's pacing is, it's mostly comedic. So there's a lot of funny, deadpan humor. The movie is a satire on global warming and maybe even COVID. So, the satire feel is always there. This movie kind of just teeters back and forth between drama and comedy. And it makes fun of, public and political response to literal impending doom. But to be honest, the film's comedy itself alone could not have made this film's pacing any good. And I'm thinking of wacky movies like, Idiocracy and The Love Guru and Movie 43, which had no redeeming qualities and just try to be funny without creating any real balance. And I mean, I liked Idiocracy, I hated The Love Guru, and Movie 43, like I said before, was just awful. And maybe even those movies were not even funny to begin with. not so much Idiocracy, but I remember that movie not really having any seriousness to it. It was all just kind of like a little bit wacky, and I didn't like that about it, but it was still pretty good. But the formula that I think Adam McKay used in making this film, and that I thought made it so great, was that they used drama and comedy to create this sort of brilliant pacing. It reminded me of movies like Snatch, Fight Club, The Hangover, the first one, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, which kind of had this, they had comedy injected with drama, or drama injected with comedy. And these sophisticated mixes of drama and comedy, it just creates a really cool diversity of tone and emotion. And what Don't Look Up masters is the dramatic buildup that ends with this comedic release. And it does it over and over again throughout the whole movie. Actually, the whole movie is just this dramatic buildup of tension, and then just this kind of deadpan comedy that just like hits you in the face, and you just can't help but like laugh. In spite of being, you know, very emotionally taken by what's happening in the film. And the whole movie does this until finally the doomsday clock hits 0 and everyone dies. But instead of crying, we all laugh because of how ridiculous the end really is. And we all see these funny things floating out in space as this rocket, you know, like of all evil people, like all the worst people in the world actually survive, and they fly off to wherever the hell they're going. And, you know, not to mention, we end up seeing what happens to them, and they all die because they get eaten by dinosaurs, which is hilarious because, you know, here we are right now thinking that, you know, dinosaurs are extinct and humans made way for dinosaurs. I mean, dinosaurs made way for humans, but in this movie, the dinosaurs make the humans extinct. So I think, you know, that's also a genius point. And I don't know, like, I didn't notice that. My friend had to point it out to me when I was talking to him about this. But yeah, I thought that was genius as well. And but yeah, going back to that dynamic shift between the dramatic tension buildup and the comedic release, that kept me locked in throughout the whole film. And you know, I could see this kind of pacing being kind of annoying for other people, but I don't know. I like to think of myself as a film buff, connoisseur. Like, I like analyzing films and understanding them, so I just thought that this technique was very refined, polished, and it did a great job in this movie in particular. And not many movies are like this, that have this kind of drama, and then funny. But if you know any movies like this, or any movies that remind you of the pacing that I'm describing, feel free to leave a comment below, and I'll respond. You know, got nothing better to do with COVID, you know, making the world a different place than it used to be. But that's just to say I have a lot of free time. Yeah, I think that's all I have for this video. So yeah, till next time, guys. Peace.